Paul Brown said to me, son, act like you've been there before. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I just barely got on the field. I hadn't been there before. So
I'm glad to be part of that trend. You know, sun's out, guns out.
How about Isaac Curtis on one side, Charlie Joyner on the other side? A lot of quarterbacks were very envious that I had those two weapons to throw to. But
now, wait a minute. Is it fair that Pat McInally is still the sexiest guy on our team? Is that?
You got me there. You got me good.
Donald, how you gonna be in that video not represent with a chain? Your tango, man. I got mine on. I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's great. That's priceless.
There are two guys that I think it's a travesty that are not in that Hall of Fame.
Ken Riley and Ken Anderson. Yeah, sure.
Let's put the backdrop on, Jamie. See if Marissa's okay with it.
Yeah, I got her backdrop. Starting the Canadian fan club up here for you.
That is so funny.
My last touchdown, and that's what Joe Burrow's going to end up like if they don't start protecting his ass. It's going to be the next David Klingler. David Klingler.
There's no Spanish-speaking people here, very few. So we, fast forward, we go to the Super Bowl in Miami, and the word was the Bengals have two big Mexican offensive linemen. They don't know how to speak Spanish. So I got down there and started doing these interviews in Spanish, and they're like, "Wait, we heard you don't speak Spanish."
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? But I got on the plane one day in an all red Suge Knight suit. And boy, Joe Walters and the linemen, they destroyed me. I thought for sure I was so clean. I had some gaiters on, all red suit on. I was Suge Knight. They roasted me.
The head coach was the pain in the butt. The Jerry Glenn, he would thought he was. If you didn't know who he was, he walked out there like he owned his stadium. And I always say, if I could get a chance to hit him on the sideline, I would.
I'm tackling your ass, Pete. I'm shoestring low on you.
But I got to tell you, you have been stepped on, son. You would have had cliques everywhere.
Well, I'm proud to be a Bengal. Yes, I'm proud to be a Bengal always been. I got nothing from you guys.
Guys, welcome to another edition of Talking Football with Bengal Jim and friends. Relax, 1-1, the first place Cincinnati Bengals still, guys. Weather's changing, falls in the air. We're good. We're gonna go into Pittsburgh this week and get that dub, guys. So we'll get into that game here in a little bit, but we got a ton of stuff to get in tonight. We have Mike Conway from Bengal Bids going to be on here a little bit with us. Joe Burrow's dad, Jimmy Burrow, going to be on with us tonight. And guys, I'm going to tell you, we have some video of Joey Burrow that you are not going to want to miss. We'll have Jimmy Burrow on here about 8:25, 8:30. We've got him on. He didn't have any time limit, so we're going to keep him on as long as he wants. So, guys, hey, good seeing everybody today, man. So what's it like up there in Canada? I know you're getting ready to head south here in a little bit in a couple days here, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm excited to come down. I'll be there for the Ring of Honor game. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys. And it feels like forever since I've been down there. Stupid pandemic.
Jamie, we got a new look here on our for our fans that pop up here. That's cool.
Yeah.
He didn't even tell us about it. Producer extraordinaire just pulls these tricks out of his pocket. Doesn't even tell us.
I don't even take any credit for it either. It's just there.
So, Jimmy, before we go on, you had an opportunity to go up Saturday for the game with many people that are watching the show. Tell us about Chicago on Saturday night.
Yeah, let's talk about it, guys. I'm going to tell you, I don't care what people say. Houday Nation travels, and they travel very well. I think they're one of the top 10 traveling football teams, fan bases in the NFL. Been to 27 different NFL stadiums. I can tell you that factually. Kind of let me share some pictures here with you guys. I'm not in any particular order, but I can tell you this is the tailgate. Our buddies from the Bengal trailer, we combined our tailgates. There was way more people than you see in this picture. That's just at the time and place that we took that picture. The Chicago fans were outstanding. We had a great time with them. Some more pictures. That picture right there, those are folks that sit in section 158 at Paul Brown Stadium. There was another 6 that showed up after we took this picture, but we had a pretty good chunk of 158 there in Chicago. Some really cool pictures. We walked into the stadium, as you can see, Carrie and Tony. We ran into a little Bengal Power Ranger, and we ran into like Bengal royalty here. We had Elizabeth and her fiance, and Nancy Brown, Mike's wife, obviously, very graciously, took a picture with us. But it was really cool, kind of running into them. Kind of find some more of these pictures here real quick. The night before, we just walked all over Chicago, guys. A group of us went and got some pizza late at night, had some beers, and got up and ready to tailgate the next morning. But at the game, great seats. You can see Tony and Carrie and Hannah and Brandon and Rob and Caleb there. We had more. Lisa and Mark were sitting behind us as well. So just a really, really cool time in Chicago. And guys, I'm going to tell you, we didn't have any problems at all in Chicago. The fans were outstanding. They heckled us a little bit, but that's to be expected. This picture right here was taken by, I think, Jeremy Roush from the Cincinnati Enquirer, if I'm not mistaken. But that is pretty late in the game with a couple minutes left. As you can see, we don't look very happy there in that picture there, right there, Caleb, Rob, and myself. But it was a fun time, guys. It was a fun time. We will be heading to Pittsburgh this weekend as well for the game. So,
is that the Married with Children water fountain I saw in that photo there?
It is. I didn't know what it was called, so that's what I called the Married with Children water fountain. So.
Leave it to the Canadian to pipe in with that.
The Al Bundy Memorial.
Also, before we go any further, we want to welcome our friends from Who Day Nation. Always full of content. If you're not a fan there, definitely check them out. I think 25,000 members was the last thing that Josh posted. So that number's just growing exponentially. So congrats to them. And if you're looking for a Facebook group to stay up to date on the Bengals, definitely check Who Day Nation out.
Just wait maybe a half hour to an hour after a loss before you log on. That's the group that we all post in that we're members of, and it's great to talk to those guys.
Yeah, when you have 25,000 subscribers or followers, you're going to have a small portion of those folks going to be negative no matter what. Let them voice their thing. If you don't agree with them, it's okay. You can't change people's minds on it. So interact, have fun, interact with the people you want to interact with at the end of the day. So
the full gamut from lovers to haters and everything in between. And our buddy Tom, he's been quiet thus far. He seems like he adds a piece to his backdrop every week. So welcome, Tom. It's good to see you.
Is slowly growing. Good to see you guys. Good to see Jamie. Jamie's got an extra. I mean, he's got some extra spirit. You can tell he's ready to come down. He's ready to get nuts. It's going to be like a five day visit while he's down here.
Yes, sir.
So
it's be a 5 day.
And I was going to say, Uncle Tom's responsible for bail money, so we got his number. Going to tattoo his Sharpie.
I'm already going
to Tom's number on Jamie's wrist.
You're worried about Jamie? I'm going to starting up a GoFundMe page for Jimmy this weekend in Pittsburgh. I've been up there. It's not safe. They will push their buttons, and we'll talk about it before we leave tonight. But God, I feel just so terrible. All those guys are hurt, and then miraculously, what a story! They come out of the tunnel right before the game and play the game, and the drama and
drives me nuts.
As long as Jimmy gets home safely, that's option one.
I've been there many times. I'll be fine. I got Tony the Tiger as my security guard, so I'm good to go. So, hey, so we're missing somebody tonight. I forgot to say something last week, but Josh, our memorabilia guy, had his job. The hours changed on him, so we're probably going to do pre-recorded stuff with Josh here at some point soon with some of the memorabilia stuff we hit on. So just kind of let you know that Josh will be watching this on a rerun here at some point later tonight or tomorrow. So good seeing him.
So the photos of the Anthony Munoz bobblehead he's been posting, it looks incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think they're close to being sold out. So I think it was like 288 of them maybe or something like that. But I think he's almost out of my. We'll have some information about that on Cincy Bobble. I think his new company is called Cincy Bobble, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, hey, let's change gears a little bit, guys. I think you guys have done such an amazing job over the years, and especially this year, guys. We have we've brought many charities to the table, and you guys have done an amazing job donating to these charities. Prior to this Alzheimer event that James will talk about here in a minute, you guys are at $17,680, and we're in the middle of the biggest charity fundraiser we have ever had here at Talking Football with Bengal Jim and Friends, and we started doing this many years ago. James, go ahead and hit on this Alzheimer fundraiser. This thing has taken off like I've never expected. It's been amazing.
Yeah, if you remember, we had Anne Marie Barnett from the Cincinnati Alzheimer's Association on last week, and I think it was less 24 hours we hit our goal of 2,500. I saw some people putting up on the screen about cutting the mullet. The carrot was cutting the mullet, not shaving the head. I have to go to a wedding Saturday, and Lori will kill me if my head is shaved. So definitely, we've surpassed our first goal, which was 2,500. Definitely the mullet's going to be cut off. We put a next goal up of 5,000. We've surpassed that in 1 week's time. So again, as Jimmy alluded to, thank you to all the guys and girls from all over the world who have pitched in. We are just under $6,000, and I believe you'll see it there. Yep, $5,870 in 1 week's time of what we raised for the Alzheimer's Association. And as I talked about last week, it certainly affects me with my mother that has it, but just talking to so many people, whether it's at the tailgate or social media or friends and family, it's a terrible disease that I think, everybody that's even watching right now knows somebody that's affected by it. So we appreciate everyone's support. It's going to go through the Thursday night game. So you have plenty of time if you want to do it online. We'll also have the opportunity that night. And the one caveat I want to throw out there is every $25 donation gets you a chance to win one of two prize packs. One is a signed item prize pack of a Von Bell signed jersey, a Ken Anderson signed jersey, and the Tyler Boyd signed helmet that you'll see there. And the second one, we're going to call it a tailgate pack that has a lot of fine bourbon in it. Again, every $25 donation gets you into drawing for that. We just had somebody donate $300. If you remember last week, they won 2 tickets to the Jaguars Bengals game next Thursday. I do have one other prize pack. So if somebody else joins tonight, or not joins, excuse me, donates $300 to the show tonight, I have one more pair of tickets in section 158, the Bengal Gym section. If you donate $300 tonight, it can't be the Thursday night game, but a future game, you and I will mutually decide upon it, and you'll have 2 tickets, row 9, right next to the Bengals tunnel, for any future game that we mutually agree upon. So a $300 donation, you can simply go to the website. I will copy it in the chat now. You can go there. All the money goes directly to the Alzheimer's Association, and I know they're fired up. Been talking to them basically daily, and they are excited. It's also very coincidental. Today is World Alzheimer's Day, so September 21st. It's kind of fitting. None of this was planned out ahead of time, but today is World Alzheimer's Day. As everybody knows, there's no cure for this. As Anne Marie said last Tuesday, they are working on some advancements to kind of slow and, obviously ultimately hope to get a handle on this. But, until then, a lot of this is going into research and trying to help those that are affected, because it's what I like to say, it's existing. It's no way to live. So the people that are dealing with this are existing, and not to spend the whole time on it. We appreciate each and every one of your donations. If you haven't, you still have time, and you can see one of the people in there donate $500. We're going to talk about that here shortly, and let's get this goal of 10,000 before next Thursday night. So again, we appreciate everybody, and if I'm forgetting anything, Jimmy, Tom, Jamie, feel free to chime in.
It's awesome. It just goes to show you, like, the Bengals fans, it's insane how much money has been raised. And then we have a private chat, the 5 of us have, and we were blown away. Even just the first night after the show, I think we surpassed the goal that night. Did we not, James?
I think it was 24 hours we did. So yeah, it's been And again, it's people all over the world. I see Tony's chanting about the mullet, but the mullet will definitely go. And we're just keep throwing it at it. We talked about last week, 17,500 was raised year to date. We're already over 22,500 as of today. And if we get to that $10,000 mark, it'll be 25,000 year to date for charities, and that's been everything from the Ken Anderson Alliance, the Javante Woods Foundation, Homes for Heroes, Maddie's House, the Green Berets, you name it. We've covered the full gamut, and and this won't be the last one we do. As much as we like having fun and talking Bengals football and hanging out amongst friends, we also enjoy the aspect of giving back and your generosity. It's not what we're doing. It's you, the listeners and fans out there. It's your generosity that's being put forward for these wonderful charities, and they appreciate it. We appreciate it, and at the end of the day, I think we all feel good for giving back.
Yeah, and just a reminder, that Thursday night game, that tailgate, we'll get into just a second here. We've got a live band that night. We expect over 500 people at that tailgate again. It's going to be just crazy. I know Ken Riley's family is going to come down with us and tailgate. I think Tia Higgins' family and Mix's family is going to come down. There will be local media there that night to watch Jamie shave James' head, the entire head, so James can go to the wedding and get off now. Just his mullet. They will be there. They will be there. Some media for the game that night, but also our next guest, just to let you know, Bengal Bids, which we're going to introduce Mike here in a second. They also participated in that Alzheimer's fundraiser. They donated $500 to that fundraiser. So, this is going to be over $6,000 before we get off the show tonight. But let's go ahead and talk about something that's been up and running on the Bengals app and the website here for several weeks now, but I think it's kind of been hidden a little bit. Well, there's a coming out party here tonight, guys. We're going to talk to Mike Conley. Mike, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me,
brother. So talk to us, man. Bengal Bids, help. I'll be honest, man. Up until a couple weeks ago, I didn't catch it, man. So now we're just going to spread the word through all forms and platforms of social media now. So help us understand what's going on and what's going on with this.
Yeah. So Bengals Bids, it was brought to you by I Got It. I Got It is a integrated auction platform where we work with a number of professional sports teams. We launched originally with the New Orleans Pelicans, the Saints, and then the Cleveland Cavaliers, Milwaukee Bucks. They've since brought on the Chargers, Chiefs, Bengals, and Jaguars. And what we do is we work with the team to provide an offering to the fan base that allows them to interface in-game and on downtimes, whether it's for unique experiences, which has been a little difficult with the COVID over the last year or so, or game worn items, practice items, stuff that you're not going to see every day, and so tickets, experiences, as I said. So it's working with the fans to curate that offering and understand really what they're looking for. We started this past weekend. I want to say we did over 70 team issued jersey boxes. I think 20 game worn jersey boxes. And again, it's as the season progresses and as our contracts we also contract with individual players so that they can provide game worn items, gloves, wristbands, socks. So it's not just, we like to look at it that while there's a lot of buyers out there that might be interested in a very expensive game worn jersey, in a perfect world, we've got 20 sets of wristbands that allows us to sell to every buyer out there, regardless of the price point, and allow them to engage in that process.
Yeah, cool. So I think right now, in order to get on there, I think I put a bid in on something. You have to go in there and kind of register, put some information there, and then you can bid on whatever you have in the store there, right? Basically,
that's right. So, and you mentioned it earlier. Right now, it's only on the Bengals website. If you go to Bengals.com/bids, it's there. Come the next home game, it'll be integrated into the team app. So if you have the team app, you'll get a push notification that says, hey, you've been outbid. Hey, there's a minute left in this auction that you're bidding in. All those things that make it a little bit easier to navigate. Our soft launch with the team was that website launch, but it doesn't have the full functionality that it will come this Sunday, which will allow for you to know when you're getting outbid or when you're the top bidder and when the auctions are ending.
Cool.
Got it. So talk to us. So I think there's going to be some sort of promotion code we're going to be able to roll out tonight for everybody watching, right?
That's right. So Bengal Gym is the referral code for anyone that signs up and puts that in. We're going to make a additional donation at the charity on Bengal Gym behalf. We want to be part of the community, and we want to make sure that the groups that work with us, that we're continuing to support as well.
That's so, and we'll tell everybody. We'll get with Michael and his guys to verify, hey, what charity we want to focus on. We're not going to change the charity up. We're going to focus on one charity for the entire year with Mike and Bengal Bids. So I guess. So, Mike, what is your hope here? You want traffic in this thing, right? There's so much cool stuff on there. We just want Bengal fans to be able to see this stuff, right?
Well, it's so the cool stuff's coming. I'll be candid. There's some nice stuff in there now. Once that app integration comes this week, what gets really fun is on game day, we'll do what's called a flash auction or last man standing auction, where we'll have 10 or 20 go a game. In between the first and second period, an announcement will go out, flash auction starting at $1. And each round, as it progresses, goes from $1 to 10 to 20, and a lot of excitement because each round's a minute, 30 seconds, and you're in, you're out. It's over. We're back from commercial. The game's on. We want to participate in that second screen. So when people are checking their fantasy football, they're also going to check to see which auctions are going on.
Very cool. Very cool. So, guys, everybody that's watching right now, you have it on your app. You can go to the website that Jamie's putting on the screen here for you. Go check this stuff out. I've got a bid on something. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't want you outbidding me on this damn thing. But it's going to be some fun and exciting stuff that's on there now. It sounds like more stuff is coming down the road, and we'll keep pushing this on all of our social media platforms so you can kind of get a feel, get it. You want to get in there now and register and set things up. That way, when some of the other stuff starts coming online here, you're ready to go and ready to bid. So
yeah, and last thing I'll maybe it's it helps on go to the next segment is there's a free Joe Burrow jersey sweepstakes up there right now. It costs you nothing to participate to enter. So you put in your name, your address, you register, and it allows you to submit for one free entry. So I encourage everyone to go in there and do it.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, Michael, we're going to push this thing. I think it's a very cool thing you guys are doing with the Bengals on this, and you've come to the right crowd, brother. We'll start getting some traffic in there because I'm excited about it.
No, I'm excited. I've had the opportunity to watch the show a few times. It's fantastic, and I know we hit the right group. So thank you to everyone here. Thank you for everything you're doing for the community. It's one that this particular charity means something to me as well. So thank you.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you. Thanks a lot, Mike. We appreciate it, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.
Hey, really cool stuff. And just to let you know, the other thing I didn't hit on is that they're going to donate some things for us down the road as well. When we have I know Tony and Carrie work their butt off getting some stuff. We're still going to need Tony and Carrie's help, but every now and then they're going to give us some things, game used, autograph stuff to donate to use for our charity weekly focus that we're doing. So really cool stuff. Pretty excited about that. And I want to there's a lot of people watching right now, and I want to kind of shout out. We got Scott from Scotland watching right now. We got Mama and Papa T Higgins, Mom and Dad watching right now. So we've got a ton of folks in the chat area. So I will tell you, we're getting ready to bring Jimmy Burrow on. He's in the waiting room now. So if you have any questions, guys, make sure you throw some things in the chat room, and we'll make sure we get a few questions up for Jimmy and see if he can answer them. But guys, I guess let's go ahead and get going on this because I'm pretty damn excited about this. I've watched many interviews and a lot of interaction with Joe Burrow's family through the Heisman, through the draft, and it feels like I know him already. We see him at games, but tonight we want to welcome Jimmy Burrow to the show and go ahead and bring him on here. Jimmy, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate all you guys that do for the Bengals and their fans.
Yeah, and we just want to let you know you picked the right color jersey. We love the clean white Joe Burrow jersey. That's my favorite.
It's probably my favorite right now with the black pants. So that's a cool look. Didn't work very well Sunday, but it will.
Good stuff. Well, hey, so for our viewers right now, go ahead and type questions in. We'll get to some of those questions eventually, but we're going to start out. We're going to talk about a lot of things with Jimmy, his playing days. We're going to talk about family. We're going to get to Joe Burrow's Little League football. We're going to get to LSU. We're going to get to the Bengals. We got a lot of stuff to hit on here tonight. But so Jimmy, I think this is a special week in the Burrow household. If I'm not mistaken, Joe's grandma and grandpa Joe's grandma Dot turns 91 today.
She's 90, and my dad turns 91 on Saturday. So they're about a year apart. But yeah, it is. My sister's there down in Mississippi, and we're not there, but we are a lot of communication and phone calls going on today.
Well, we just want Houday Nation says happy birthday to him. So that's a really cool thing. That's a blessing.
From my mom and dad.
and Jimmy, all this time, all the Bengal fans thought that Joe got his athletic ability from you. I don't think that's the case, man. I maybe a little bit, but it sounds like Grandma and Grandpa were stud athletes. Let me bring up a couple pictures here that I just enjoyed reading some of these articles. So, and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. Jimmy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is your dad. This is Joey's grandpa, right?
Yeah, he was a starter at Mississippi State in the SEC back in his college days, and there's the starting five from I'm not sure, probably late 40s.
Yeah, I think that was 49, something like that, 49, 50. So really cool. And on top of that, Grandma Dot, so she was a stud. So in high school, Joe Burrow's grandma set all kinds of records. She scored 82 points in one game. The team won 88-39. So 82 points in one game she scored. And I think there was a year where she averaged 54 points a game. Jimmy, that's unheard of today, let alone back in the day, brother.
Well, she was a legend in North Mississippi. That was back in the 3-on-3 basketball era, and they'd pack my understanding is they played in the Armory gym, and they would come from miles and miles around on the weekends to watch my mom. And my dad had actually taken some of his Mississippi State teammates to that one particular game that she scored 82 from. It was fairly close, I think, to Starkville, and he kept telling them he had a girlfriend that was a pretty good basketball player, and they say, yeah, I guess. And then they saw it in living color there, and they just wanted my dad to score like a tenth of what she did at that point.
That's good. Well, hey, we're happy for you and Robin, man. This is really cool. I mean, to see that, about the grandparents there, that's a really neat thing to see. So let's talk about you, Jimmy, before we get into talk to some Joe. We'll have a lot of stuff to talk to Joe about, but you played football at Nebraska. You were drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 1976. Talk about that year. There's some interesting things. I know I've heard some previous interviews with you, Jimmy, about that year with Green Bay. There's I think you had did Dick LeBeau coach you on defense?
Coach LeBeau was my secondary coach. Bart Starr was the head coach, and back then they had 16 rounds, and I was drafted in the 8th round. And my first exhibition game was I'm assuming that was Riverfront back in the day, and we played the Bengals, and then we played the Bengals in Green Bay in the regular season that year, and I eventually got cut that particular year, even though I got credit for a year. And then that's when I eventually went to the CFL and played mostly for Montreal.
Yeah, it's interesting, Jimmy. Like right behind me, I have a 1976 burger beer schedule. The Bengals played Green Bay July 31st, 1976. That was your first game, and then you played the Bengals September 26, 1976 in Cincinnati. So very cool thing.
I don't think we won, but I can't really remember.
I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything, Jimmy.
We might have. Who knows? I'll say we did then.
All right. So let's talk about the CFL. Jamie, our friend Jamie, here is from Canada, so he knows a little bit about the CFL. He's up in the Toronto area. But, I mean, you were a two-time CFL All-Star 78, 79. You were on the Grey Cup championship team in 77. I think I think Marv Levy was your head coach. Is that correct?
He was my head coach in 77, and then we won the Grey Cup, and he got the Kansas City Chiefs job, and then we actually lost in 78 and 79 to the Eskimos. And Warren Moon was quarterbacking some of that time. He alternated with Tommy Wilkinson at the time, but so pretty good league back in the day.
Well, for everybody that's watching right now, I know this is going to be, we're going to play a short video clip, Jimmy. We want everybody to see, if the Bengals ever get some issues, the Bengals secondary is pretty solid right now, but if we ever have any issues, need some depth, I think Jimmy might be able to step in. So let's play that video, Jamie. I think it's video clip number 1 from, we'll be watching number 16 here in the secondary, everybody, as you watch this.
Chuck Ely from Toledo.
Flag is thrown. Ely is going way downfield for Edwards. It is picked off by Jim Burrow of Montreal. The Argo 50-yard line.
That's rare footage.
Would likely be for legal procedure. This interception may stand up.
We're going to see the replay here in a second.
29, who lines up in the slot back, moves.
That's an old exhibition stadium.
Yeah.
Was called for legal procedure. And as number 33 went downfield, Edwards, the ball was thrown up in the air, not well thrown ball at all, and Burrows pulled it down. But
so in the CFL, I might have these numbers wrong, Jimmy, but I think I read you had like 17 interceptions in your career in the Canadian Football League, right?
I think so. I increase it every year, so and next year it'll be a lot more than that. But we had good teams. We played in 3 Grey Cups, and had a lot of great players. Actually, Tom Cousineau from Ohio State ended up playing with us in Montreal for a couple of years, and then I got traded to Calgary, and then again traded to Ottawa. So I started to bounce around there toward the end, but most of my career was with Montreal.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So after your last year in Ottawa, I think was in 81, you went into coaching at some point. Talk a little bit about your coaching career. I know you've been a few places coaching as well.
Right. Well, I'd gone back to Washington State University for 5 years, and in the spring, I knew the head coach. He had actually coached me in high school. He's the one that recruited me to Nebraska, and he was the head coach then. So 5 years, in the spring, I went back there as a graduate assistant and got a master's in education administration. And then, fortunately, the year I decided to retire, as I said, I was starting to bounce around a little, and I said, I think I want to start my coaching career, and had an opportunity to join the staff full time at Washington State. So I was the tight end coach and for a year, and then I transferred over to a more comfortable position, coaching the defensive backs. And I think I went from one of the youngest coaches in the Pac-10 to one of the oldest eventually in the MAC. So I filled all the spectrum there for many, many years. And then eventually most of our staff went to Iowa State. And after our coach resigned, that's a nice way of saying he got fired. Then I decided to stay in Ames and became the head football coach at Ames High. And I was also the associate head coach for the Iowa Barnstormers in Arena Football League. We had a guy that was a pretty good quarterback named Kurt Warner. So I did that for a few years, and then I decided to go to Nebraska as again, I was one of the first analysts, although I was technically a GA, but I'd already gone to graduate school. So I did that with Coach Solich, and after a few years went to North Dakota State for a couple of years, and then 14 years at Ohio University. So retired in the year, I guess 2018 or 2019, so that I could watch Joe his senior year at LSU.
Yeah,
Picked a pretty good year to do that.
Yeah, heck yeah, you did. Heck yeah, you did. So we're going to get into talk a little Joey here now, but there is a pretty good question right now. We're going to pop up. So AJ Arnett's is from, I think we might have lost Jimmy here for a second here. Hold on.
Just lost the video there. There we go.
You still there, Jimmy?
Yep, we can see it. Oh, lost the audio, I think. I think I might have logged them out or something, or a phone call came in.
Could be it.
Okay, we'll put them in the waiting room for a minute while we sort out that.
It's probably his mom wanting to know why he hasn't called to wish her happy birthday.
Pretty cool CFL history there. Everyone assumes that because I'm in Canada, I'm a big CFL fan, but I'm not. He made a very good point. The league was very good back then. And it's
Yeah,
true.
that was a pretty impressive list of coaches. I didn't realize Marv Levy was a CFL coach, and obviously we know what he did.
A lot of history. Warren Moon, Doug Flutie, but it's definitely not the same league as it was back then.
And of course, what makes Marv Levy so famous was as the Bengals perfected the no huddle on the way to the Super Bowl in 1988, he whined, bitched, moaned, and screamed at the NFL to outlaw it in the AFC Championship game because it was unfair, which he got his way. The Bengals beat the Bills anyway. And then a year ago, started using it and, claimed he was the innovator of it and, was proclaimed a genius.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let's try Jimmy's audio here for 1 second. Let's see if we got it back. You there, Jimmy?
Can you hear us, Jimmy?
Yeah,
Here.
we don't hear his audio. All right.
Let me
log out and log back in, and then we'll try and get back.
Yeah, we'll get him. Take me off the screen here for a minute.
All right. Whoa.
That's all right.
Way too close for us. So
hey, James,
quick. Go ahead.
Quick question. Yeah, James, with your sacrifice next week, and not just you, but Lori, losing the beloved mullet.
Yeah.
Has a decision been made? What happens to the mullet after Jamie the barber chops it off?
I don't know. We might auction it.
Scatter it. Well, we can scatter it in the Ohio.
I don't know. We'll
give it to Lori. What do we do with it?
I don't know. I think I'm going to grow a mustache instead now. You guys cut off my mullet. I'm growing a mustache.
So as you'll see on the screen, we have James's lovely wife, Lori, has already said in the chat that she has made it clear that she will hunt me down if I shave his head. So I have
explicit instructions. Yeah, you missed that. That was before the show started. Lori got on and read him the riot act. So.
Yeah.
As the
figure out a way to sacrifice the mullet to the football gods to guarantee the Bengals win.
I like that. Things we do for our team. And as the responsible one out of the four on the screen, Tom, you have to make sure that's all that gets cut off.
Jason,
he'll be fine.
Hey, Tommy, right here. We got a 50-cent bid already for the mullet.
Wow.
Jason said, put it in the glitter you throw after the touchdowns.
The glitter lands in people's beers and food. I don't want to be responsible for that.
Doesn't realize he can bring himself in, but that's
hey,
okay.
here's I know I'm working with Jimmy right now. So let's do this. Let's try to bring Jimmy back on.
Okay. Oh, we have a nice ceiling.
There
Jimmy,
he is.
You there, Jimmy? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. There's all.
Oh, your audio's off now. Okay, wait, this is the beauty of doing a live show here, guys. As you can tell, we don't do any rehearsals. All right, I think we're gonna put them on speakerphone. Is that the deal?
That's what it looks like.
They're discussing this Sunday.
Can you guys hear Jimmy right now?
Nope.
Say something, Jimmy. We're going to use my phone. Okay. All right.
Oh.
I want to put.
I don't know what's going on, but I can hear you guys. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Let's try to do this. So, Jimmy, you can hear us right now?
I can.
All
okay.
Right. Let's do it that way.
Let's do it. See, there's always a way to work things out, Jimmy. We've figured it out, brother. We'll figure it out. So I think what we want to do now, I think there was a question in the chat area earlier from AJ Arnett, who's from upstate New York, Jimmy, was asking specifically about where does Joe get his swag from, his coolness from? You or mom?
So probably got
I'll put it on the phone. Can't hear you.
I think maybe he got it from them too.
Hey, Jimmy, put your phone up. Let's go ahead and just see. Okay. Well, let's play a video here real quick, and we'll get this sound worked out. We got the audio, but we got a great video here of Joe Burrow playing youth football. We cut some clips together here of Joey. So we're going to play those videos right now, Jamie, if it's all right.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right.
Look at those wheels. Everybody's in the dust.
I think that's I think we saw that against Minnesota, that play.
Well, the interesting thing was he smoked a cigar after he won that game.
All right, Jimmy, am I unmuting you? Okay, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. It looks like Jimmy's on mute.
Let me see here.
Jimmy, can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah, he can hear us fine. We just can't hear him. There's no audio on his end.
All right.
He's on mute.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Even if I unmute him, there's no here we go. We just can't hear him on his end.
Okay. Put him in the room again. I'll call him.
Okay. All right, we're gonna drop this is oh god, there's that really big
Close up. So those are, I don't, probably most people, if not anybody that's tuning in has ever seen that video. So thank you to Jimmy for sharing that. Obviously we saw Joey's wheels there and passing touch, and that was pretty cool to see. And thank you to Mr. Burrow for sharing that footage with us.
Yeah, I know certainly last year, and we're going to talk more with Jim about this when we get him back, the hope Joe has brought to the city and Bengaldom as a whole. But if we can just fast forward, and we're not going to have his dad on tonight, but what about Evan McPherson? I mean, the Bengals get to the 50-yard line and we're in field goal range. I mean, it's he's automatic, he's reliable. You don't have to worry about him. Jimmy's back.
We're gonna have a major audio reverb here.
Okay, we're going to try not to. I'm going to bring Jimmy on the phone here.
Okay.
And this should work. We just tested it.
All right, I'm here.
Yeah, it's gonna reverb there, Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy, we're trying to figure out the reverb on this thing at this point.
Hey, give me a minute. I'm gonna get out. Just get on my phone.
Okay, that'll work.
If he wants to reboot the tablet completely and then log back in, that'll most likely fix it.
All right. So Jimmy's going to log in from his phone. He's using, I think, an iPad.
I just removed myself from the video. Okay. This reminds me of
All
that.
right. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we hear you. This
All
reminds me of that viral Bill O'Reilly video.
So Jimmy Burrow is logging out right now, and he's going to log in from his phone. He was using an iPad. He normally uses. So
This is live TV, folks.
Hey,
live TV.
Hey, this has happened before. It always works out at the end of the day. He'll get back in through his phone, so we'll be good.
This is Apple, as Michael Sarah says, Appalachia Wi-Fi we're dealing with right now.
The Athens, Ohio Wi-Fi. Hashtag Appalachian problems.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask Jimmy was basically, hey, when Joe was in Little League Pee Wee football after the games, what was his go-to? Like they take him to the Dairy Whip, they take him out to eat, or what was his thing to do? What did he like to do? How like one of the kids' families would have to bring snacks or something. I was kind of figure out what Joey's favorite snack was after a game.
So Jimmy, if this doesn't work, maybe we'll do something pre-recorded with Jimmy, and we can get some fan questions collected tonight, maybe.
Yeah. He'll figure it out. He's going to dial in from his phone. He'll get it.
If nothing else, we could do the Eddie Edwards, and he could just go straight from the phone.
Yeah, because having I don't know, there was a reverb there when we held it up the microphone.
Yeah, we'll wait for him a little bit longer to come on. So type in some questions here, because when he comes back on, man, there's a bunch of good stuff we wanted to hit on. We wanted to talk about the high school, the Joe Burrow football field there.
Hold on. Give it a minute.
He's working on his camera now. Looks like he's almost back in, guys. All right. Go ahead. All right, Jimmy, can you hear us?
I can hear you, but
hey, we got audio.
See? Jimmy, people can stress all they want. There's more important things to worry about. This stuff always works out at the end of the day, buddy. Always.
Well, it's I've never used this StreamYard. I do these quite often, to tell you the truth. So it must be our unlucky night.
It's okay. It's okay. It's working out. So Jimmy, we just got done playing that video clip of Joey. The youth football video clips were just outstanding to watch. So one of the questions I had, like post game, like what was, you know how parents have to bring snacks and stuff. What was kind of his big thing after game? He taking like a Dairy Whip or something, or what?
Well, his mother was at all the games. So I had to miss a lot because I was coaching, and as you guys know, that's about 7 days a week. But his mom would bring snacks, and he had a group of friends that basically grew up playing baseball, basketball, and football. And what's pretty amazing from some of those clips, those are 3rd and 4th grade. I think, and if you saw that, he's in shotgun at times, which is unheard of in the 3rd and 4th grade. They usually get under center, toss it to the big tailback, that's the biggest kid in the class, and he runs up and down the field. But they were running shotgun and no backs, and so really he's been doing kind of what he's doing now for forever.
God, that's good stuff. Tom, I know you had something to run by Jim.
Well, I just wanted to say, Jim, I've lived my whole life in Cincinnati, and I cannot remember somebody coming to town and being so embraced with such enthusiasm. I mean, this town cares about Joe, and they've got his back, not just for the special player he is, but the person and the leader he is. Was there a point in his maturation, high school, college, after he went to Ohio State or LSU, that he really jumped forward with being a leader for a team? Did you notice?
I think really, he was always the quarterback, so it started to really take on a life of its own as he probably entered high school, and he was a quarterback in the 10th grade year. They had a great football team, went to the state championship, and it was just natural. He's not a huge rah-rah guy, but I think he led by example on the field and in the locker room, and then. That's when really probably 10th grade I saw him really taking off as a leader and as a college prospect, and of course he increased that visibility with as much as success we were having here at Athens, and then he started getting a lot of different recruiting calls and offers, and of course at Ohio State he didn't have. I think those guys would probably tell you that he was a leader there too, even though he wasn't the starter. And then it really took off at LSU, and he went there to win a national championship. So I think he got a little more vocal and even embraced the leadership role even more for LSU.
Speaking of LSU, Mr. Burrow, and thank you for joining us tonight. There was a picture that was shared a little bit earlier. Of you, it could have been from senior night, but maybe the national championship game. Here it is, right here. Let's see if that pops up. Tell us about that national championship night in New Orleans, taking on Clemson, and kind of the range of emotions you went into going into that game. As we talked about, started at Ohio State, career ended at LSU, and to win basically the national championship right there in the shadows of Baton Rouge. Tell us about that evening.
Well, as Joe's decision to leave Ohio State and then to choose LSU was based on him having the opportunity to win a national championship, and he thought at LSU that would give him the best opportunity. So we had lost the state championship game against Toledo Central Catholic in Columbus there. And so now he's got a chance to win a championship, and this is one of the biggest that there is. And so we were pretty nervous. I mean, we'd spent it was a long 3 or 4 days there in Bourbon Street, and we couldn't hardly walk down the Bourbon Street with all LSU fans, and it was a great time. And then, his mom and I we were nervous because we knew how important it was to win that national championship, and they just had such a great team. They got better every week, and one of my favorite plays as a dad is when I think he threw the long touchdown to Terrace Marshall, and in his mind that was a done deal, and he pointed at his ring finger to put the ring on him. And at that point I figured that this one was what we had hoped, and that was a national championship.
Staying along those lines of LSU, we had a beat reporter on right after the draft about the connection of the LSU Tigers that are now in Cincy. Certainly head coach Ed Orgeron's a polarizing figure. Any stories you can share maybe when you were deciding to leave Ohio State, conversations with Ed Orgeron and headed down south to Baton Rouge?
Well, Coach Orgeron's a great recruiter. Really gets after it. He pulled a lot of different rabbits out of the hat, talking to Jamie and Dan, my older boys, because he knew they would have some influence. And it was a tough decision because Joe and we as a family, we love Luke Fickell and a lot of the coaches at Cincinnati, and it really was a hard decision for Joe. And then we went to LSU, still wasn't 100% sold on it. It was a long way from home. Just didn't really know anybody. We knew somewhat the safety coach. He had played at Nebraska, so I did have a prior relationship with him. Came back, and he was still just didn't know. And he said, I need some time this week, so I don't want any news people, media contacting me. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just going to kind of hang out here in Columbus and make a decision. And so I said, hey, well, your mom and I will keep in touch. We'll call you every night and kind of get an update. And he said, no, Dad, that means you and Mom too. I don't want to talk to anybody. So he once he gets that focus and that one track mind, then he had he had it in his mind that he needed some alone time to make that decision. And ultimately he contacted me and his mom and said he wanted to go to LSU again, with the number one reason was I think I have a chance to win a national championship there, and it played out that way.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Burrow, if it's okay with you, we have a couple questions from viewers watching live.
Okay.
First one comes from our friend Jenny from the Houday Nation Facebook group. Does Joe still eat the caramel apple sucker and wear one sock inside out for good luck?
You know what? That's a good question, and it just came up last weekend, and I think it was his cousin was at his house after the game, and she asked him, and he said no, he didn't. So we have about 5 boxes of caramel apple suckers here if anybody wants to take up that tradition, and so no, he's not as I don't think he's as superstitious as he once was. So he's moved on from that, but it was fun while it lasted.
All right, we have a couple more if that's okay. Tommy would like to know, what was the most memorable piece of advice that you gave Joe as his career progressed?
Well, I think it was just enjoy the moment, because there were so many things happening and so much pressure on him, especially in that even in high school, as he became pretty well known across the state and really across the nation. And I just always wanted him to make sure that he was having fun and enjoying that particular game and not looking forward. And then I think the other thing was to always respect his teammates and opponents and coaches. So those were things that we harped on him as parents for a long time. I mean, as I said, he likes to be focused during game week. We don't talk to him a lot. I text him on Sunday and bring up some of those little things that I've always said. He doesn't. I think he reads it, but he doesn't acknowledge it, which I wouldn't expect him to on Sunday morning. But he does need to enjoy the moment, and football doesn't last forever, and it's a privilege for him to now play for the Bengals, and he's enjoying every minute of that also. Some games are not as fun as others, but he's glad to be a Bengal.
Yeah, so you actually just kind of answered my next question. A lot of people in the chat were asking when you guys actually do talk, how much of it is football, and you try to keep football out of the conversation.
No, I mean we probably talk a little more football now than maybe during college. I think even in high school we didn't talk it a whole lot. I mean we watched some film together in high school, and I made some comments, but it wasn't something that we just was nonstop. And so now it's, we don't talk as often for sure as we did in high school and probably even at LSU. So I like to get a few questions in here and there. I might have a comment of a play here or there, but doesn't dominate the conversation for the whole time. But I think he'd probably get irritated if I beat that drum too much, especially after a loss. I give him the 48-hour rule, after a loss. I don't dare call him for 48 hours. So today was the day I got a chance to talk to him.
That's good. So Jamie's going to maybe pop up one or two. Jimmy, you got a few more minutes. We can keep you on your viewer questions. So
yeah, I'm
we'll
good.
pop up a couple more viewer questions. But I just wanted to, James and I and a bunch of us were up in Athens here a few weeks ago watching Syracuse play OU. We had some time, James and his son Cannon. We went over to Athens Field, Joe Burrow Field, walked around in the field and tossed some football with Cannon. So talk about what's the story that you can share? Joe's name on that complex there. What is that about? What happened to make that happen, basically?
Well, the Board of Education had contacted Robin and I and asked if we had any objection to it, and it happened so fast. You usually wait a few years for that to happen, I guess. But we said it would be an honor. We talked to Joe, and he didn't have a problem with it. And there was some conversation about did he want Joey Burrow on it or Joe Burrow, and a lot of people around here still refer to him as Joey. But we decided that we wanted Joe Burrow, and the Board of Education voted unanimously that to rename that stadium. And we only live about a mile away from there, and it can actually change. They can change the colors of it at night. And I went to my first game a few weeks ago, and entering Joe Burrow Stadium. I mean, it still kind of gives me chills to know that he had that big an impact on really a school and this whole community, to be able to look up there and see the Joe Burrow name on that stadium. And somebody, as I was walking in, said, "You guys get in free?" And I said, "I don't know. I mean, we haven't been to a game." And I'm happy to report that Robin and I got in free to the Joe Burrow Stadium. So
as you should.
We expected to pay though, but we didn't have to. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's funny. So, I mean, kind of tying in that a little bit, I mean, the Heisman Trophy announcement when he, that his speech was very moving. Obviously focusing on Athens and the food pantry there. Kind of talk about that, the impact of that to the community and your family.
Well, we really had no idea that he was going to bring that up. I'd gone to his room a couple hours before because his mom and I kind of looked at each other and said, we haven't even asked him if he's got anything prepared. So I went to his room. He was just jotting down a few notes on a small index card, and I just said, I didn't ask him what it was about. And then we were surprised for a lot of things in his speech, that he was so appreciative of Ohio State and his offensive line, and really he hit on just about everybody that really meant a lot to him. And then talked about the food insecurities here in Southeast Ohio. It was 31 seconds, and all of a sudden the next morning we woke up and somebody had put something on Facebook to raise money, and it just kind of really rolled out from there. And what's awesome is that somebody that has a platform and can use their words in a very short period of time to really help a lot of different people and to make a statement. And we were just as proud of Joe doing that as all of his football accomplishments. And now Athens Food Pantry partnered with the Foundation of Appalachia, Ohio, to have the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund, and I think it's up to over $1 million now and continues to grow. So, that's probably the one thing from that whole speech that I get more people saying, "Hey, we're proud of Joe for including Athens and Southeast Ohio and the problems and tribulations that go through this area."
That's awesome. All right, I have a sort of a two-part question here to wrap up the viewer questions. Several people are asking this. One, what is your favorite part of Cincinnati when you come to visit? And has Joe said what his favorite part of living in Cincinnati is?
Well, we didn't really go very many places, because of the pandemic, and so we actually, I don't think we went anywhere during the pandemic over there. And then Joe doesn't go very much. I know he tends to go to Jeff Ruby's places there a few times. So that's always a good thing. And we haven't really ventured out too much this year, but there's Allen's Cafe that we like. It's got a lot of Cajun food over in the Mount Lookout area, and that's one of our favorite places. So we hope to continue. Hopefully COVID doesn't take over again, but we want to start getting out to different places. And we haven't been to the precinct, we haven't been to Jeff Ruby's, and we haven't been to really many places at all in Cincinnati. So we're pretty much locked in at Joe's and at the stadium for the most part.
Well, we know a really good tailgate you can visit when you come to
Well, we're learning about that. Again, last year, there was none of that. And so we might stop by there. You never know.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. And Jimmy, I do recommend, we do recommend when you go to the precinct, the steak burro is pretty damn good, buddies.
Yeah, we thought it was pretty cool that, there for a while, I think Jeff was donating $9 for each steak ordered to the food pantry. I think that was a promotion that lasted only so long, but that means a lot to us when people do things to raise money for the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund, and really anybody that raises money and uses Joe as a platform, we're proud of that.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, look, man, you have taken more than enough time with us, and we appreciate your time. I do want to close with this, and these guys can close and say something if they want as well. I don't want to make any assumptions here, Jimmy. I just want you to know I've been a fan since 1981, 10 years old, and there's really been no quarterback with this personality. Closest I could probably tell you is Boomer Esiason, right? So we've got a dynamic leader here in Cincinnati. He has the entire city of Cincinnati. He has us wrapped around his fingers right now, Jimmy. And it's not just the entire city of Cincinnati, but it's every fan from across the country. And once you get to know Who Dey Nation, it's not just Cincinnati. It's not just across the country. It is an international following of this team. I know it sounds crazy, but you'll soon find it out. Come to a tailgate and you will see what I'm talking about. But, man, we are so happy to have Joe here with us. I know we're not where we need to be yet. But, look, man, we're happy for you and the family. We're happy for Joe. We love having him. I have not been this excited about Bengals football forever. I mean, 81 Super Bowl, the 88 Super Bowl. And a lot of this is there's a lot of good stuff going on in the front office. There's a lot of good things going on. But the overriding theme in this, Jimmy, is your son, Joe. And we appreciate him, and we love him to death, and we're going to back him win or lose no matter what. I know it was a tough loss this past weekend. A lot of us were up in Chicago for that game. We're heading to the city near West Virginia to watch the game here this weekend, Jimmy. We will be there. We will be there, buddy. And I just want to say thank you, man. It's been a blessing watching you guys go through this process with the Heisman, the draft, and everything else. So
we appreciate all the support that really the whole state of Ohio and the Bengal fans give Joe. I mean, there was a lot of talk before the draft about Joe not wanting to play for the Bengals, but Joe and our family, that was our only choice, that we wanted to be a part of the Cincinnati Bengals. And, Joe loves the people there, the coaches and the players and the city of Cincinnati and the state of Ohio. And so do we. We're locked in here in Athens. My wife's a principal over in the Eastern Local in Meigs County, and this is our home now, and this is Joe's home, and now Cincinnati is also his home, and it's also our home, and we love being a part of the Bengal Nation.
Yeah. Good day, buddy. We appreciate it. Tell Robin thanks for helping, and we appreciate it. We appreciate you and Robin.
There she is.
Hey, thank you. All right, Jimmy. We appreciate your time.
She just got home from work. She had grandparents night. So
there you go.
She's good and tired. So you guys have a good night. And good
Thanks,
week.
Jimmy.
Good night,
We'll
Jim. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
That was fun, man. That was cool.
That was cool. And I have to apologize to Teasdad. Eric's watching, and the night Joey won, obviously Jimmy was happy, but Clemson and T and Mr. Eric Higgins were on the losing end of that one in New Orleans. But they had their national championship, so congratulations to Eric and the Higgins family on that. But what a great family, and obviously, his Jimmy's coaching, his playing career, and starting with Joey's grandparents, it's the athleticism trickled down, and as you alluded to, we're lucky to have him here, and certainly glad he's a Cincinnati Bengal.
Yeah.
There was sorry, Jimmy. There was a comment came up when you were talking to Mr. Burrow about how excited that his son has made us as Bengals fans, and I think the comment, I didn't have a chance to put it up while he was on, but this pretty much sums it up what Augie's saying.
Yeah.
Joey's confidence is absolutely contagious. You cannot watch this guy talk pregame, postgame. He owns it. He wants it. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, I agree, man. And, this is Eric right here, T's dad, and Mama T. I know you're watching too, girls. Good seeing you guys over the weekend in Chicago. I don't think you're heading to Pittsburgh, but we'll see you here for that Thursday night game for sure. So,
sure.
But guys, I know we're a little over, man. That was fun. Guys, look, when you do this live, we're going to have little bumps in that. I told you at the end of the day, it always works out. It always works out.
I'm sorry I doubted you, Jimmy.
It always works out. So let's go ahead and close it out here, guys. Jamie, you want to go ahead and get us started?
Me?
Yep. Jamie.
All right. I'm still reading the comments here. A lot of comments coming in. Yeah, guys, on the Pittsburgh, I agree fully with what Tom was saying. Don't buy into this drama about Steelers injuries and all that stuff. It's going to be the full team we're playing on Sunday. I'm hoping we can pull it a win. And then I'm coming down. I'm looking forward to coming down. I'm going to be in Cincinnati next Wednesday to Monday. So I'm looking forward to coming down and seeing you guys. I feel like it's been forever since I've had a chance to see you guys. So I'm looking forward to coming down. I'm going to come and help set up the tailgate, which will be fun. Usually I just pop by and enjoy all the free food and drinks and drop a couple of toonies in the goodies and loonies in the donation jar. But I'm actually coming in my keep this time and help you guys set up. So looking forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah. Tom?
I think through the up of week one and the down of week two, there are a lot of things to be optimistic about. Our good buddy Jeff Hobson pointed out when he was on right before the regular season started. I think the defense just might be for real. Hopefully we can get Trey Waynes back this week, if not this week, against Jacksonville, and things get even better. So we can get after Big Ben, who I do believe will be under center Sunday, and have your drive back Interstate 70 and down 71 a safe and a happy one, Jimmy. But to keep the faith, I do think everything is moving in the right direction. And like I said, the defense is looking very good, and we protect number 9, and the sky's the limit for the offense, and there'll be a lot of wins. James?
Yeah, I see AJ's comment up here of his team's Fat Randy's revenge. And congrats to ex-Bengal kicker Fat Randy on his game-winning field goal in Seattle for Tennessee. I think Craig's 2-0. Jimmy and I are 0-2, and in the basement. But Jamie, what do you 1-1? Mendoza line? Okay. Okay, so there, AJ, we brought it up. You can soak in the glory of first place right now, and we'll see what happens. But on a serious note, thank you to Mr. Burrow for joining us, for sharing that video of Joey as a youth there. I know I hadn't seen it before and not sure how public that's been. So thank you, Jimmy, for getting that and sharing it. And let's keep this Alzheimer's charity push going. You know, we're right there at the $6,000 mark. Let's reach this $10,000 goal. Keep pushing it. If you don't mind, share it with your friends on social media. And we appreciate everyone that's contributed thus far. And if you have some extra to throw at it, we would certainly appreciate it. And good luck to Jimmy as he goes to Pittsburgh with fellow Bengals fans. Make sure Tony's close by to so they don't they might kidnap you. For all we know, they might kidnap Bengal Jim and hold him hostage. So make sure you got security with you. But great seeing everyone. Looking forward to a Thursday night game in a couple weeks, and let's get the win this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Again, the Alzheimer thing, guys, keep it pushing. Share it. If you've already donated, we appreciate it. Even if you share it, even if you're not donating, if you're able to share that, the more eyes we get on that, the more donations, the quicker and easier we're going to get to that $10,000. Great prizes, great cause. I'm blown away by your generosity on that one. Just unbelievable. I want to thank Mike from Bengal Bids. Make sure you get on the Bengals app, register on there, or the Bengals website, and get your name registered on. There's more things coming on that site here that we're looking forward to. And I think that promo code that you can use is just Bengal Jim is the promo code, is the discount code, I think is what he called it. I can't remember. Referral code. So put that in there and have fun. There's a lot of good stuff on. There's more stuff coming. But get on there at least and enter for the free autographed Joe Burrow jersey. At least get on there and register for that. They'll do a drawing for that one. Don't forget this Sunday, if you're not going to Pittsburgh, you're trying to find a place, a watch party, go to the Foaling warehouse. Dell from 16 Lots is going to be out there. There's going to be tons of beers on tap. There's going to be food out there. There's going to be tons of Kenny's Day Drinking Lager there. If you haven't tried it, you're going to like it. You're going to love it. And it's we went through probably 10 to 12 cases of those damn things at the tailgate last week. So make sure you join Dell for the watch party out at Foaling warehouse out in the Norwood area. It's a fun time. It's a great place. Pittsburgh 2-1, guys. Somehow I got a feeling that this team's the defense is playing really well. I got a feeling you're going to see Joe Burrow have the game of his career, his short career against the Steelers this week. So I'm pretty excited about going to Pittsburgh. The last 3 times I've been to Pittsburgh, the Bengals have won. So I'm looking forward to keeping that streak going. Don't forget about the tailgate Thursday night. Guys, it is going to be crazy. We have a live band, a band called the Trailer Park Floozies. Don't let the name fool you. They were playing down at Oktoberfest last week. They're outstanding. You talk about some crowd participation songs. They had entire Oktoberfest dancing and singing. You're going to love it down there. Again, we'll have the food, the drinks, the MC and DJ James up there, and Jamie in town cutting the mullet for the media live, and Tom will be in town. We're gonna have everybody down there. It's gonna be a fun night down in the parking lot. And guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us, and we appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Jimmy Burrow was outstanding. Everything we thought he would be. It was a lot of fun. So, hey, next Tuesday night, 2-1 celebration right here on Talking Football with Bengal Jim and Friends. We'll see you next week. Hoo day.
Hoo day.